In XD, content-aware layout allows you to set padding values on groups, components, component states, and automatically scale the background when content changes are made, like you see on this button. This can be useful if you have versions of buttons, like in your design system, drop-downs, tooltips, even modals and dialogues that need to be resized or content edited within. Now, in order to make it so that this button in your design system will resize if you edit the text, for instance, you need to make sure that it's a group of content or a component. So with it selected, you can turn on padding in the property inspector over here. And the padding value can be the same for all four sides, or you can set them independently. If you click on a value, you can see the padding highlighted on the button. When you increase the padding values, XD actually creates an invisible padding that acts as sort of like a safe space around logos or in a larger tap area for buttons when you're prototyping. If you come out to the button and select the text tool, you can now edit the text and the button shape scales. Content-aware layout flexibly adapts many different types of backgrounds, including shapes, images, paths, masks, and groups, and works with any kind of content edits like changing text and more. In addition to regular groups, you can use content-aware layout with components and component states if you're working with a component library or design system. With this document open, take this example of a modal dialog group with nested components. We want to select it and copy-paste it into our design system. All right, with it pasted in, I'll put it on the components artboard here. We don't really need the square grids on right now, so we can turn those off. If you select an artboard name, you can turn it off in the property inspector, and it'll turn it off for all the artboards. You can then make this content a component by selecting it and pressing Command and K on macOS or Control and K on Windows. Then make a copy to the right to create an instance. That way we can see what happens when we edit the master component. With the master selected, turn on padding. You can then see the same options as you saw for the button. In this case, if you modify the layout of the component by double-clicking on it, the changes automatically propagate to each instance like you'd expect. Content-aware layout makes it easy to be flexible, it's intuitive, and makes it much easier to build your design system content for scale.